If you've spent more than an hour on the internet in the past decade, you've probably stumbled upon a few conspiracy theories revolving around the Illuminati, that secret shadowy group that's allegedly responsible for many major world events, such as the French Revolution, the JFK assassination, or the 9/11 attacks. But did you know that these conspiracies trace back to an actual secret society from the 18th century? In this video, I'm going to explore the origins, existence, and legacy of the real order of the Illuminati. The 17th and 18th century marked a significant shift in Europe as it entered the era of Enlightenment, a political and philosophical movement that painted the European streets with a brush carrying many big ideas: the value of human happiness, the pursuit of knowledge, ideals such as natural law, liberty, progress, toleration, and the separation of church and state. The Enlightenment was like a large light bulb switching on, illuminating Europe with the importance of reason and knowledge. However, this grand movement encountered stark opposition in southern Germany in the electorate of Bavaria. This anti-Enlightenment resistance stemmed from a long-standing alliance between the Catholic Church and the government in Bavaria. Its politics were heavily influenced and dominated by religious authority, particularly the Jesuits, short for Society of Jesus, who, although dissolved by Pope Clement XIV in 1773, still held significant power over Bavarian life. They influenced government policies and education, focusing on religious indoctrination rather than the cultivation of broader intellectual faculties. They constantly attempted to undermine and discredit non-clerical university staff, especially when course material contained anything they regarded as liberal or Protestant. Such was also the situation at University of Ingolstadt, where Johann Adam Weishaupt became a professor of canon law and practical philosophy. He carried the weight of being the only non-clerical professor at this institution, eventually developing strong opposition towards the Catholic university factions, becoming deeply anti-clerical. As time went on, he arrived at the conclusion that the best way to promote the ideas of enlightenment and to fight against the clerical hegemony was to form a secret association which would spread its ideas through a shadow network of like-minded individuals, all led by Weishaupt. His original intention was to achieve this goal through Masonic institutions of the day. However, he soon abandoned this idea, partially due to the difficulty he experienced in commanding sufficient funds to gain admission to a lodge of Masons, meaning he wasn't rich enough. And also because through his studies of the Masons, he became convinced that Masonic mysteries were too childish and easily accessible to everyone, so he decided they weren't worth pursuing. Instead, he turned to launch his own society on independent lines. And thus on May 1st, 1776, Weishaupt and 4 university law students formed the Covenant of Perfectibility, calling themselves Perfectibilists. A name Weishaupt soon realized sounded too strange, so he changed it to the Order of the Illuminati, the Order of the Enlightened. The first 5 founding members of the order adopted aliases within the society. Adam Weishaupt took the name Spartacus, named after the famed Thracian gladiator who led a major slave uprising against the Roman Republic. The 4 law students, Masenhausen, Bauhoff, Merz, and Sutor, took the aliases Ajax, Agathon, Tiberius, and Erasmus Rotterdamus. As the symbol of their society, they chose the Owl of Minerva, which traditionally represents Roman goddess of wisdom Minerva, or rather its Greek counterpart Athena. The date of their formation, May 1st, also coincides with the pagan holiday of Beltane, which marks the beginning of summer. Even to this day, some parts of the world celebrate Beltane with a Wicker Man bonfire. The goal of the group, as I said, was to spread the ideas of enlightenment and to untangle the stale clerical status quo. But in Weishaupt's grandiose mind, the order under his leadership would carry out nothing less than a world revolution, resulting in a universal government of enlightened people, a new world order if you will. This would, of course, require not only the abolition of Christianity and other religions, but also the elimination of all governments. The Illuminati would cleanse the world from social, moral, and religious restrictions, promoting absolute equality and social unity. At the top of the New World Order would be them, the Order of the Illuminati. Weishaupt put it, "The superiors of Illuminism are to be looked upon as the most perfect and the most enlightened of men. No doubts are to be entertained even of their infallibility." This would be achieved in absolute secrecy. As Weishaupt described, "The great strength of our order lies in its concealment. Let it never appear in its own name, but always covered by another name and another occupation." Initially, Weishaupt established a basic three-rank structure for his organization, comprising of the novice, the Minerval, and the illuminated Minerval. Novices, often young and wealthy, were recruited with promises of secret knowledge and societal influence. They were mentored by higher-ranking members as they learned the principles of morality and secrecy. Advancement to higher-ranking positions required recruiting new members and submitting detailed reports about their life and work. The second rank was that of the Minerval. Upon becoming a Minerval, a member would be introduced to the identities of other Minervals and illuminated Minervals, which novices didn't know. They would also receive additional responsibilities, with a primary focus on specializing in their field of studies and sharing the knowledge with fellow members. The highest rank of the order was the illuminated Minerval. Their main goal was to lead the ranks below them and to plan the future alongside other illuminated Minervals. Though initially simple, the organizational structure eventually developed into a more complex system inspired by Masonic lodges. The order's goals started attracting dissatisfied individuals in a society dominated by church. However, its growth was very slow in the first 4 years. By that time, the order had only around 60 members across 5 cities: Ingolstadt, Munich, Ravensburg, Freising, and Eichstätt. Fundamental weaknesses developed from within. Chief among these was the tension between Weishaupt and his founding members. Weishaupt's strong desire for control turned the order into a dictatorship, which made the leading members rebel against him. This rebellion caused frequent insubordination and ongoing conflicts between Weishaupt and his associates, making the future of the order uncertain. Financial constraints also hindered the order's progress. To demonstrate their sincerity, they minimized financial interest from the start. Consequently, many planned initiatives failed due to the practical issue of insufficient funds. However, the wheels of fortune turned in their favor sometime in the late 1780, with the enrollment of Baron Adolf Franz Friedrich Knigge as a member. Baron Knigge was a prominent North German diplomat and, more importantly, a very well-respected Freemason. His recruitment came at a crucial moment for the struggling Illuminati, as Knigge possessed not only a talent for organization, but also extensive connections and respect in German high society. His membership resulted in 2 significant developments: the restructuring of the grade system within the order, and an alliance between the Illuminati and the Freemasons. After his recruitment, the order experienced rapid growth, not only in membership, but also spreading geographically. The Illuminati expanded beyond Bavaria into various provinces and countries like Austria and Switzerland. The new strategy of affiliating with Masonic lodges proved highly effective in spreading Illuminism. Knigge strategically recruited members from German Freemasonry, focusing on the masters and wardens who controlled the Masonic lodges, with sometimes entire lodges joining the Illuminati. By the spring of 1782, the order grew to about 300 members, mostly non-students from professions like merchants, doctors, lawyers, and even clergy. The most notable member of the Illuminati was Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, probably the most influential writer in German history. However, although things seemed promising, they were far from it. Internal and external threats were growing more and more as time passed on. Internal troubles primarily stemmed from the before-mentioned conflicts among the leaders. old rivalries between Weishaupt and the founding members, now called Areopagites, the ruling council, were present even after Knigge reconstructed the order. However, these disputes paled in comparison to the fatal discord between Weishaupt and Knigge. Initially seeking Knigge's help in 1780 with humility, Weishaupt soon reverted to asserting his dominance over the order. Fearing his loss of control and significance within the society, Weishaupt clashed repeatedly with Knigge, whose ambitions were much less selfish than that of Weishaupt. Their bitter and unyielding feud led Knigge to withdraw from the conflict, leaving Weishaupt uncontested as the leader of the order. However, his victory wasn't long enjoyed, as the order started to decline before its many external threats. Up to that point, the beginning of the 1780s, the Illuminati became somewhat of a public secret. Both the Illuminati and the Freemasons recruited members from society's wealthy elite. Members of both orders held positions of significant influence in German society, leading many in government and church to believe that both groups were determined to undermine people's religious faith and, of course, their status quo power. And thus on June 22, 1784, the Elector of Bavaria, Karl Theodor, issued the first of his decrees targeting unauthorized communities, societies, and brotherhoods within his realm, basically issuing a ban on all secret societies. Because the decree was broad in scope, the Bavarian Illuminati hoped that their secret system was not specifically targeted. They believed that by keeping a low profile, the storm would pass quickly, allowing them to resume their activities safely. However, that wasn't the case. Karl Theodor, fully embracing a reactionary stance, motivated by reports of the order's covert disobedience, issued another decree on March 2nd of the following year. This decree specifically targeted the Illuminati, admonishing them for failing to obey his previous decree. The order was decimated. However, some of its members, including Weishaupt, didn't give up. Weishaupt fled to a neighboring country and started writing numerous pamphlets to defend the order and criticize those who betrayed it. However, in 1786, the government gained their final piece of the puzzle needed to defeat the Illuminati. In October of 1786, the authorities searched the house of Xavier Zwack, who was one of the first and more influential members of the Illuminati. They found many incriminating documents, including letters between Zwack and Weishaupt, and also the lists of order's leaders, members, secret symbols, and initiation rituals. The publication of these documents caused a sensation. The government took new actions immediately to deal a final blow to the already weakened Illuminati. On August 16, 1787, Karl Theodor of Bavaria issued his third and final edict against the society. The previous bans were reinforced, and to ensure strict obedience, severe legal actions was mandated against any Illuminati found engaging in recruitment. Those found guilty faced execution, while recruits would lose their possessions and be permanently banished from the Duke's territories. Additionally, the gathering of order members, regardless of circumstances or names, was prohibited under the threat of confiscation and banishment. Only 9 years after its founding, the Order of the Illuminati officially dissolved. However, even though the official society was effectively destroyed, people still feared that parts of the Illuminati survived, hidden underground, plotting their comeback against religious and government authorities. The sustained belief in the Illuminati's survival found firmer footing during the French Revolution, which captivated imaginations and fueled theories of a sinister connection between the Illuminati and the upheaval in France. This was mainly popularized by works of French journalist and Jesuit priest Augustin Barrel and British physician John Robison, who claimed Illuminati were still active and part of an ongoing global conspiracy, including being linked to the French Revolution. Discussions about the Illuminati's survival even reached then still infant United States. Reverend Jedediah Morse was one of the most prominent figures who preached that the Illuminati survived and spread itself to America. Even before that, Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers, cited Weishaupt as one of his inspirations. suggesting that the Illuminati had their hand in the American Revolution too. And so, building on the shaky foundation of a surviving order that was never really that powerful to begin with, century by century, books, stories, rumors alleged that the Illuminati survived all the way to the present day. Modern conspiracy theories suggest that the Illuminati are a powerful shadow cabal of people working on building a new world order, or rather, a single world government. Theories also claim that celebrities such as Jay-Z, Beyonce, Madonna, Rihanna, and many others are part of this society. And although I do agree there is a lot of occult symbolism surrounding many Hollywood celebrities, the only connection people seem to find to Weishaupt's Illuminati is the Eye of Providence often used in pop culture iconography. However, it has very little to do with the Bavarian Illuminati. The Eye of Providence was originally a Christian symbol representing God's watchfulness. For instance, Italian painter Jacopo Carucci, commonly known as Pontormo, painted the famous Supper at Emmaus in 1525, depicting the all-seeing eye above Jesus Christ. In fact, the Eye of Providence can be found all throughout Christian church architecture and art, regardless of the denomination. For example, the symbol can be found in the Catholic Mannheim Jesuit Church in Mannheim, Germany, as well as the Russian Orthodox Kazan Cathedral, and also the Mormons' Salt Lake City Temple. However, after the American and French Revolution, the Eye of Providence often associated with the Freemasons, first appearing as part of the standard Freemason iconography in 1797, so 10 years after the Illuminati's alleged dissolution. And although Weishaupt's order was influenced by the Freemasons, the all-seeing Eye of Providence was never really an Illuminati symbol. Now I want to be clear, there are certainly secret groups that have powerful members in them, such as the many times mentioned Freemasons, such as the Bohemian Grove, or the Bilderberg Group. But the goal of my video and research was to specifically track the origin of the real Illuminati and to find out whether they survived their dissolution and continued their existence to this day. Whether they are behind some of the most important world events, working towards a new world order. And from what I've researched, there is no substantial proof Illuminati survived. The deep state, in my opinion, exists. However, there's just no proof the Illuminati is behind it.